do you feel?
I feel a certain excitement, to be honest with you, a certain sense of anticipation. Yeah, I think something really important is happening.
Hold on. I don't watch this like twice already, and his face still amazes me. I don't know if he's been practicing that in the mirror, but like, I think he was genuinely stunned by that statement. Like, bruh, slow down, man. Like, hey, you are not all there. But let's go ahead and continue. So whenever you hear stupidity, whenever you hear misinformation rear its ugly face, I'm not talking about him. I mean, even though he a little, but I'm not talking about him. All right. You need to attack it by any means necessary. Like, and I honestly believe, like, I'm pretty sure you heard a million people talk about a million ways why the Democratic Party lost. But my belief is 60% of it was misinformation by like all kinds. Like every conversation you can have about politics, there is a lingering thickness of misinformation that you have to constantly battle. Like, it keeps you on your toes. I never held so much data about random stuff in my life. Like, I have pages full of just random like facts and notes and tips and tricks about this stuff. You know, and every single time I get an opportunity to, because it's my job, I am going to denounce it with facts and information and historical data. Like, I have to. So we can hopefully in the next 4 years, which is going to be a long fight, like, people are a little bit on game next time. Because this last election was not it. That was not America's best performance by large, you know? So we know Glenn is just, he knows. You know what I'm saying? I watched enough of him for the past, couple months. He knows. But he just chooses, like we're about to get into, he just chooses to play stupid. And sometimes that stupidness will cause that face right there. Trust me. Hey, how many times, let me know in the comments, how many times when you heard a Trump supporter say something ridiculous that caused you to make that face right there? Yes, I know. Crazy. So let's go ahead and see what this fool's talking about.
Move.
So Glenn, how do you feel?
I feel a certain excitement, to be honest with you, a certain sense of anticipation. Yeah, I think something really important is happening.
Hold on. I don't watch this like twice already, and his face still amazes me. I don't know if he's been practicing that in the mirror, but like, I think he was genuinely stunned by that statement. Like, bruh, slow down, man. Like, hey, you are not all there. But let's go ahead and continue.
Of what?
Of the reshaping of the political landscape, of the perhaps emergence of a working class center right governing majority, working class oriented center right governing majority in the country, of the defenestration of Nancy Pelosi-ism.
You mean the condescension?
Pardon?
Are you talking about this Democrat condescension or something else?
I'm not just Democrat, of coastal elite, smug, woke,
Once again, every time I hear somebody say woke, I feel like they just don't know what to say. Like, have you heard like the saying, like, when rappers just continuously just cuss in their raps, is because they don't have anything like to replace that word or to like add along in it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel when people say woke. Like, they just don't know what to say. So they just say woke as a substitutive word. But it's like, if they put 2 more minutes into thinking, they be like, oh yeah, that's a stupid ass statement. And what is he talking about? Elitist? So you're telling me right now, there's no elitists in the Republican Party? I mean, literally, the richest, the wealthiest man on earth is supporting not the Republican Party, but one candidate. So you're telling me that's not a problem. But only the elitists, which they do, which they also do serve their corporate donors in their, PAC money. But what about the Republican Party? No, okay. Hey, maybe I'm just tripping. Okay, got you.
As I said here when we talked about this briefly before, I think the whole conversation on race, diversity, and justice looks differently. I don't think a summer of 2020 sparked by the George Floyds and the Jacob Blakes and so forth of the world would go down nearly the same way going forward. I think...
I still don't understand what he means by that. Like, if that was to happen under a Republican administration, what do you mean that would look differently? Are you saying like police wouldn't do that? Because what Trump has been saying is he wants police officers to have full immunity. So I don't understand what he means. It will look differently. Once again, hey, whoever he is, ask him to elaborate on that, because that literally doesn't make any sense. But okay, whatever, got you.
The war in Ukraine is going to look a lot different going forward.
Because he's about to stop the funding to Ukraine and just let Russia do whatever they need to, claim whatever land that they want, and just seal it up, finish it up. There you go.
I think Republican tinged domestic policy on questions like taxes and so on, the immigration issue is going to look very different and so on. I'm actually thinking that my country is moving in the right direction with this move. I'm happy to see the Republicans in control of Congress. We'll see. We'll see what they make of it. They can mess it up, sure, but we'll see. In any case, what did you get out of the last 4 years with Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris? What are you proud of that they accomplished?
So, are you asking me? Hold on, let's.
Biden did all sorts of unexciting but very important things.
Unexcited but important. Oh, okay, to each his own. But let's go down, because Mr. Glenn here, Mr. Glenn is acting like ain't nothing been accomplished. But guess what? A few of these right here on the keyboard, pat, enter. You will find some information. Trust me, it is available. It is not a secret. And guess what? The best part is you don't have to pay for it. It's all laid out there right there. But the American Rescue Plan 2021, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Look those things up. Look them up, and you tell me if that didn't affect anything substantial in your life. It wasn't like, hey, it was progress that made a lot of things, inflation, the economy, unemployment, so many things that was at its peak during COVID, and it brought a lot of those things down. Does it still need some work? Of course. But he did a lot of things, and to sit here with that face and pretend like he did nothing. Once again, but folks like that, you can't have a civilized conversation with.
For the good of the nation in terms of, preparing to take care of our infrastructure, for example, there was a minor Great Society that was beginning to happen under Biden that they didn't market well enough, and or it would never seem as dramatic as pretend.
So his Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act 2021 provided $1.2 trillion for improving roads, bridges, public transit, broadband, and water systems. Hey, that stuff kind of sounds important, right? Like, hey, I'm sorry, it's not cool, it's not sexy, but it's important, and it's things like that we take for granted. So he did something, okay?
That we need to make the country great again by deporting tens of thousands of people. Glenn, here's a question, and talk about the comments, which I don't read, but now and then I do. I take a peek now and then, not recently, but here's a question that I'm sure people are going to have for you, if I may.
You may.
And if I may, sometimes people ask me this, like, out in the street. And I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you this with complete respect, not to mention awe, but still. What you just said about being excited that Republicans, these Republicans, not Nelson Rockefeller, these Republicans are going to be, it's not even George W. Bush, these Republicans.
What he's saying is these magatards, Trump and his goonies of pedophiles and sex offenders and just green, those people is what he's talking about, okay? Just in case you didn't know, that's who he's talking about.
Are going to be running the country for the next 4 years and you're excited. I have to be careful how I ask this, but I really think it's constructive. Are you saying that because you truly believe it? Or are you saying it because it's important to be a contrarian? And maybe even, if I may, Glenn, because you're telling me that I'm saying these things because it feels good, my things, maybe because it feels good to be a contrarian. It's a genuine question.
And honestly, when I heard that, I had to think, and honestly, if I had to be honest, so can I be honestly? That's like 80% of their shtick right here is just to be against the grain. They don't really care about the policies and who has the best this and who can perform blah, 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 who has better experience. They don't care, okay? Because they see it. They understand it. They acknowledge it. But just to be against what the majority of people want just brings out that like rebel in people. Like you want to purposely go against the grain. Trust me, I know. Sometimes like when it comes to, video games or competitions, I want to be the underdog. I get it. You can feel off that energy. You know what I'm saying? I would say 80% is why they're existing. Literally why they exist is just to feed off that, nah, we're not going to just conform to like free healthcare. We're not going to just conform to like higher wages. So I just want to be against the party. That's my honest opinion.
I don't take offense at the question. It's fair enough.
I'm glad.
And I am aware of my tendency to rush to the contrarian stance because, quote unquote, it feels good. But I've had it up to here with the Democrats. The Democratic Party is not my party, not by a long shot.
Okay.
You know what I thought about Obama? Kamala Harris as the candidate, she was an empty suit, in my opinion.
An empty suit. Okay. I get that. Hey, Glenn, guess what? We agree on that. But what do you think Trump is? His whole life has been an empty suit. He has never built anything with substance. Never. Trump steaks? Really? That's probably the only... I honestly, I don't even want to say that. Because it was probably some knockoff Walmart brand steaks that he just slapped his name on and sold it for like, what, 80, 90 bucks? I don't know. He has never built anything that was worth talking about. He bankrupted like what, 4 or 5, 6 casinos, 4 or 5 divorces, cheated on his wife with a porn star. Like, talk about an empty suit. Once again, when you're being disingenuous, your wires start to get crossed and nothing makes sense. Left is up and down is right at this point. But let's let him continue.
She was a DEI vice president appointed by Biden who promised the country he was going to make a black, and then elevated to the position of his...
Hold on.
Biden who promised the country he was going to make a black, and then...
DEI hire. Once again, a lot of people seem to not understand what that means. That doesn't mean you just take some random person off the street and put them into a position that they are not even close to being qualified for that position you threw them in. That's not what DEI means. I mean, it means like if you have 5 candidates that all meet the requirement, that have all the experience that you need, and 4 of them are white people and 1 of them is a black woman or a black man, DEI means, hey, they're all qualified, but we need to make sure that we are being diverse in our hiring. Because there's qualified black people, qualified Hispanics, qualified Asians, but there's a bias in people, and that's historically proven, that will make a workplace a little white. Just to say it nicely. You know, just a little too much mayo on that sandwich and not enough seasoning. Do you see what I'm saying? So DEI is just there to be like, hey, let's make sure that we're giving all these qualified candidates a position. Okay, but you see all this gray hair? You see all this gray hair he has? He knows that. He understands that. But he's purposely playing stupid with people. Come on, man. Damn.
Elevated to the position of his replacement candidate by the force of the argument that you can't do that to a black woman since she's the natural person standing in line, and et cetera. I don't know where she came from. I resented her being foisted on us.
You don't know where she came from. Bro, she was attorney general, then senator, and I forget the position before. Then she became vice president. Like, she came from experience. But hey, it's beating a dead horse at this point. You know what I'm saying? He knows that, but he's playing stupid because he knows his audience, the people who listen to him, are literally stupid. He knows that. So he has to dumb himself down to cater to his audience.
I resented being lectured.
Resented being lectured while having a YouTube channel to lecture people. Hey.
I identify with the people, the populist spirit, that this insurgency, and that's what it is in my opinion, it's a political insurgency. It's broadly gauged. It's a lot of people, not the tiki torch burning, pointy hat wearing racist or whatever, and not the idiots and incompetents that you seem to want to trumpet.
No,
this is a
Glenn,
broadly based grasp.
Hey, shh. Please, be quiet. I can't let you off the hook, bro. It's not just the tiki torches, the crazy fringe, people that we see on CNN. Okay, I give you that. Just like the Democratic Party, don't lump the weirdos you see on TikTok with the party. I get that. But Trump, his cabinet, his own vice president, people he is choosing to run his administration have a questionable past. Look at Mike Miller. Hey, that's all you need to. Steve Bannon. Hey, look those individuals up and tell me those are some questionable people. Like, I'm literally talking about people Trump is choosing, not just some weirdos on TikTok. Those are two major differences. But once again, yes, you're right. He already knows that.
Roots insurgency of people who are tired with a certain kind of complacent, entitled presumption that the Obamas personified. Did you hear those speeches that they gave during the campaign? Those people have been sent packing, and I'm glad they've been sent packing. And I am viewing with a cautious anticipation the dawning of a new era in American politics. That's a good thing. It's Reagan-esque. Morning in America, 1980 2.0. And let's see what happens. But the ground is now fertile for something different to emerge. And I'm excited at the prospect that we're going to get a different kind of leadership and a different set of leaders, a governing class. I like J.D. Vance.
Oh shit, man. All right, man. Hey, Glenn. Hey, sorry. Hey, I can only manage so much stupidity throughout my day. All right, and I'm about to meet my caps, and I got 2 more videos to record. I can't continue to hear this BS that you keep spilling. Okay, the only thing that's gonna change in politics, in the arena of politics, is going to introduce so much more stupidity as valuable candidates. No one's going to run off of being educated. No one's going to run off of experience and what accolades they bring to the table. No, none of that means nothing now. And if we continue with that, it's just going to be American Idol, but on steroids. Like American Idol, but for Attorney General. American Idol for defense secretary. Like, that's all this is going to be, is who can be the dumbest and the craziest and the loudest. And people are going to vote for that. Not even on policy. Policy is going to be like a commercial type thing. No one's not going to even care about that. But once again, if you guys agree or disagree with anything that I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.